Hey, what's going on YouTube? So, I just thought the setting would be nice, nice dark outdoors. Pretty good for what this subject's about. So, can you actually make money using a kit lens? Sure, in nightclub photography, I did it for years. Events, various kinds, styles, actually, even to this day, sometimes I still use the kit lens because, one, if something happens to it, I'm not out a gazillion dollars, right? It's not that bad to replace if something happens, you never know. Um, Yeah, so can you actually do it? Let's find out.
All right, so can you actually make money from a kit lens and a base DSLR in avoiding all the pro equipment that you keep hearing about online and all that? A lot of people say, oh, you can't make money, you have to get all the gear and this, that, and the other. Well, let me tell you, I did it for a number of years. I was a resident photographer for various nightclubs, high profile nightclubs actually in downtown Toronto, and never had a complaint about my images. And I was just using a kit 1855, somewhat advanced DSLR, Pentax K-30, and once in a while I'd break out the 51.8 Plastic Fantastic Prime. Cost me 110 bucks or so. I think altogether my gear was for maybe 600 bucks, 700 bucks, somewhere around there. And yeah, had no issues whatsoever. So it can actually be done, and I'm going to show the pictures to prove it too. And actually, the nice thing about shooting with the kit lens is the fact that you can go from the wide angle to the more standard telephoto, short range. So you can get right in on the action, pinpoint certain things, or just get more ambient shots, from the wider angle, lots of group shots and stuff like that. See, here's the thing: when you're shooting at a nightclub, basically they don't really care what camera you're using or what lens you're using or what flash you're using. Oh, right, yeah. Speaking about flashes, you will need a flash. That's a given. I just used cheap Vivitar flash with Gary Fong half cloud sphere. It did the job. Um, I mean, would it have been nicer if I had higher end gear at the time? Sure, why not? But got to start somewhere, and don't let the gear hold you back. Like I was saying originally, the whole thing with the nightclub aspect is they don't really care what you're using. They just want you to make the place look busy. They want you to make it look packed, and they just basically want photos that they can use for their own social media. Um, I would try to not go over ISO 800, but there were instances where I actually went as high as ISO 10,000. Um, the images still came out pretty good. And by the way, this is on a crop sensor camera. So the images would come out pretty good. I started regularly hovering around ISO 4000, using flash as well, just for some of the more high action shots and stuff like that. But like I said, they're just using it for their social media. None of these are being blown up and printed. So in regards to the noise profile and whatnot, it's not that bad. Yeah, they're not pixel peeping at 100% and analyzing every single square inch of the photo. They really don't care. They just want to make sure that you represent their club in the best light possible and you make it look good and fun. That's what they want to see, and that's what I got paid for, and that's what I delivered. So didn't really matter exactly what gear I was using, as long as the end result was exactly what they were looking for. They were happy, and you're not going to make you're not going to become a celebrity photographer overnight or anything like that, unless you're just crazy lucky. Um, and you're not going to make a ton of money either. So if you're planning on buying a house off the life of a nightclub photographer, you have something else coming to you, because that's just not going to happen. Um, yeah, so I was getting paid about 120 bucks a night, for 4 hours, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, about four hours of work. It's not as glamorous as a lot of people think either. A lot of people think, oh man, wow, you're a nightclub photographer? That's awesome. Oh man, all the women and all the drinks, and you must get free drinks, and oh man, you just party all night. Yeah, it's not even close to that, bro. Sorry, man. It's actually a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work. It's really fast paced. You have to pay attention to every single element in that entire nightclub and figure things out before they happen. You get a lot of angry people. You know, they're all excited. Oh yeah, you take my picture. And then you take the picture. They're like, oh my god, delete the picture. I look fat. Okay, hey, you know, in regards to the artistic profile, it's a beautiful picture, but hey, you don't like it, fine. Or you'll get people that come up to you about, 80 to 100 photos later, and they're like, yeah, so I saw that you took a picture of my group. I want to see it. Yeah, like I'm gonna figure out exactly which picture that was. Come on now. But yeah, I mean, these are some of the things that you go through. But at the end of the day, it's all about the images that you capture and how you present your client, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. So yeah, don't get caught up in the gear. Just use what you got, make the best of it, and keep pushing forward.